Hey, and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather, and this is the Fluffy Oracle. This pick a card today is going to be all about what spiritual gifts do you have. Now, before we get into anything else, I just want to say really quick, everyone has these gifts. You all just have to kind of tune in and pay attention to which one sparks up first and then build upon that and expand, and you will have just as much fun as I do when I do these readings and when I hear from spirit and all of those things. It is a wonderful process and a wonderful journey with opening up and learning all of these different gifts and abilities and kind of tapping in and having the access to them. It's absolutely wonderful and, like I said, a very beautiful thing. But this reading is going to kind of help us give us a clue as to exactly what we kind of can pay a little bit more attention to and build upon and expand and go from there and start this learning journey if you are just starting out, or even if you're at a more advanced level, like someone like myself and a reader or a medium. This is just for fun, entertainment purposes, nothing serious. If this resonates with you, absolutely awesome and cool. And I hope that you guys get a little bit something out of this to kind of help you and that you enjoy this reading. Let me know down in the comments below how much you enjoyed it, how it resonates with you, and if you have any tips and tricks to helping open it up and expanding for everybody else in the comments and kind of turn it into like a little bit of a discussion forum down there. Go nuts, go ham. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to my channel for more content just like this if you like these types of videos. So for pile 1, we have the spirit quartz. For pile 2, we have the purple amethyst scepter, which is absolutely really cool. Love this crystal. And then I have for pile 3 a clear quartz cluster, which is also kind of like an amplifier with psychic energy. So I decided to use these crystals because they all amplify psychic energy and abilities and enhance and open them up. So feel free to take as much time as you need. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Go ahead and pause the video if you like at any moment while I'm speaking to take as much time as you would like to feel which pile or piles draw to you the most. Remember, you don't have to pick just one in my videos. Whatever calls you, watch them all if you feel like it. There's always a message in every single pile that will resonate. Not everything usually does, but if it does, sweet, awesome, even better. As usual, timestamps will be down below in the description box, as well as in the first comment from my mobile users. Also, I have a sale that's going to be going on for the rest of this month that will be 15% off all readings. So please feel free to check out my website. And that information as well is down below in the description box. So without further ado, I will see you at your pile, whichever you choose, in just a sec. Alrighty, so for my left of chose pile 1, let's get into your reading and see what messages you have. Alright, so these piles are going to be separate from each other. So this first pile up here is going to be what types of gifts you have and how they play a role in your everyday lives. This pile over here is going to kind of help with some expansion upon these cards over here and maybe a little bit of extra guidance. And then these cards down here, I pulled some extra cards from the Archangel Gabriel deck so that we could get some messages from Archangel Gabriel as well as an extra message for some extra guidance overall from the Lightworker Oracle with this blue card. So let's go ahead and jump in with the first pile and see what we have. So we have victory. With Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So with this card, I feel it's all about optimism and seeing this wonderful side of having like the brighter side of life. You tend to look upon more positive issues and more like lighter hearted things, and that way it kind of helps to keep the vibration a little bit higher, and you see the positive in everything and everyone, and you see the good in everyone. You see all of their potential and you help to bring that out of them. You're kind of like a magnet for that. So we have prioritize with Archangel Metatron. His card reads, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So with this card, I feel like because you are able to see things that others might not always see and have a higher perspective of things, you tend to be able to help them prioritize, and you tend to help them motivate themselves to kind of get themselves going and get them amped up and to kind of see that side in themselves. So you are definitely a positive guiding light for them. I feel like you guys are more on the empathic side. And I feel like you guys are also empathic healers as well, for most of you who've picked this pile, is the energy that I'm getting from this. And then we have clairaudience, which means some of you can hear spirit. With Archangel Zadkiel, it says, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So you're able to pick up on spirit's messages, whether you're listening to others around you and they're answering the questions that you've had going on in your head. You're able to pick up those clues and kind of get the message that spirit is pretty much laying down. You're able to pick it up. And some of you actually are able to hear your guides quite clearly. Some of you may just be starting to hear them. A lot of you get a lot of ringing in your ears. That is your guides trying to get your attention, as well with downloads and messages that are coming in at that time when you're hearing the ringing in your ears. Also, if you're waking up at like 3 a.m. or when you're falling asleep, you hear your name or you hear other words and whatnot, you're able to hear spirit that way as well, whether it's your guides or just the spirits that are around you. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but I'm saying, like, sometimes you do have passed over, whether it's loved ones or not, that are still trying to get your attention and talk to you, kind of like a psychic medium type of ability with the clairaudience. You're able to tune into that. And then we have compassion with Archangel Zadkiel again. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So with this, I feel like you have a lot of compassion and an understanding that most people generally don't tend to have of things. And you kind of bring that out as well. And you show them love and compassion when they need it the most. And you're able to help them. And that is also how you're able to help heal them as well as empathic healers. By being that listening ear, that compassionate person, that person who shows them that somebody does give a pretty much little shit about them. That someone is listening to them, that they are being heard and understood and kind of felt on another level that they haven't been felt before by someone else. You bring that certain light to them, that compassion, that warmth. And they want you to also feel that within yourselves as well. So let's see also how this plays a role in your daily life with the archetype cards. So we have child with eternal. It says determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. So definitely having that higher perspective is what you have. And you're able to kind of be that guidance for them. That ray of hope, that ray of sunshine. Let's see what else we have. We have warrior. Strength, skill, discipline, and thought and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. And then the shadow attributes read trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Interference to the suffering inflicted on others. Or indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. But I don't really see the shadow attributes, although sometimes you can take that little bit of a rough stance. Although sometimes I feel like that's what people need, is that swift kick in the ass to get, themselves going and to kind of snap them into like reality. Almost like a swift, harsh reality check for some. But sometimes that is what's needed. Unfortunately, it is what takes, it to get through with some people who are very thick-headed and very stubborn at times. But at the same time, you still show them that kind, compassion, and caring side of you as well. And you help support them and show them that you understand and that you've been there, you've done that, you know how they feel. You're able to mirror that to them. We have femme fatale with light attributes. Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Opens the opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. And then for the shadow side of that one, it says inappropriate use of sexuality, attachment to money, and power. I don't really feel most of that with you guys, although a lot of people around you might actually be like just money and power hungry. You're able to kind of break that up and kind of set yourself apart and kind of have that allure and that magnetism is what I feel with the femme fatale card, with kind of drawing people towards you and being able to kind of show them something different, and you're able to bring that out quite easily, and it gets people's attention. And the last card reads monk/nun. So the light attributes of this card are selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, and then the shadow attributes are negative judgment of the physical world, express or excess piety. I don't feel like you have excess piety, which means you're like better than anybody else. I don't see that in you guys at all. Although some people can almost become that way when they have these kind of types of abilities, where if you kind of focus on the ego end of it, it gets a little out of hand, like, oh, I'm better than you. And we do see that a lot in the spiritual community, but I haven't seen it very much myself, although others have told me, okay, well, I see this and I see how this person is and that person is. And I'm like, well, okay, but they still have a good side to them. They still bring something to the table that we can learn from. And we have to kind of take a step back and kind of separate ourselves from the egoic mind and kind of see things from that higher perspective. And I believe that you are able to do this quite selflessly, and you're able to kind of give pretty much the shirt off your own back. Like I said, having the compassion and wanting to help others. You have that attribute within you, that saintliness about you, that good, kind-hearted soul that just emanates from you. So let's see what we can do to expand upon more of this within you and continue on with your journey and learning with these cards. So we have compassion again with Elder Large Blue, which is the flower and the butterfly in this. So definitely continuing on with showing a lot of heart and compassion towards others and that gentle side of you. They're asking you to kind of continue with that. Don't stop. Let it continue to blossom and bloom, and don't let anything slow you down. And then we have gratitude with Bluebell Brimstone, which is the flower in this. So with gratitude, it's kind of giving thanks and building upon what you're most thankful for each and every day, and showing the world that you are grateful and thankful for everything that you have and all the blessings that you have. And that will also continue to help kind of raise your vibration up and keep it higher, so that you can have clairaudient messages come through a lot clearer. And then we have strength with fennel black swallowtail, which is the black swallowtail butterfly, and then the flower is the fennel flower. So with this card, with the strength card, they're asking you to remain strong and have faith in yourself as well, and the confidence to kind of keep this going. And with all the like blue and purple, it's a lot of like truth and psychic energy, and you can kind of focus on those colors in order to help you boost and use those to kind of amplify as well with the psychic abilities, with the clairaudience, and the, also with some clairvoyance as well will come into play with that. So we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So with this, I feel like it's more about releasing kind of the egoic mindset and kind of continuing on to see things from a higher perspective, and kind of crossing that threshold and not kind of releasing anything that no longer serves you. And also kind of separating yourself from those who kind of have a lower vibration and are stuck in their egoic mindsets. So I feel like once you're able to kind of cross that threshold and kind of let go of anything that no longer serves you and continue on to work on that, things will just get more better and better and better and open up even more for you. And then we have Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? So with this card, some people feel very drawn to certain spiritual places like Mount Shasta, or Sedona, Arizona is another hot spot for spiritual energy. If you go to Sedona, Arizona, I promise you, you will have an emotional cleansing of your lifetime from all the energy. And it's like, if you go towards like more towards the Red Mountains and hiking in those areas, that is where you'll have a lot of releasing. And sometimes it can be a little bit much and overwhelming, but they have a lot of shops out there, like crystal shops, and also psychic healers and Reiki workers out there that can help you with adjusting to the emotional intenseness of that place and help you to release. And that when you're drawn to these spiritual places like that, or these hot spots or certain places, it's for emotional release, and it's also for attunement and upgrades and downloads. And some of them can be more intense than others, as just kind of like a fair warning. But others can be absolutely peaceful and very gentle. But wherever you feel drawn to most, try and venture there. Even if it's a local area, it might just be for something for you to kind of see, or a message from spirit as well itself. So pay attention to those feelings and that sense of kind of drawnness to where you want to go. And then we have get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. So as I was saying before, I feel like you guys are an empathic group, very sensitive to energies, and you can connect with nature to kind of help ground yourself a little bit easier and help stabilize yourself and to put yourself back into kind of like a peaceful alignment state. So kind of getting outside as much as you possibly can, even if it's just to step out on your back porch or your front porch and just take in a breath of fresh air. That might just be all that you need to kind of help pull yourself into center and to kind of release and to also ground yourself. Because I know winter's coming up and the temperatures are getting a little bit cooler up here where I am in New York, but still. And we're not always able to kind of go out into the woods or whatever. Just stepping outside and taking a breath of fresh air might just be all that you need, or just taking a walk, even if it's just around the block. Anything to clear your head. So let's see what the extra guidance and messages are that we have from Archangel Gabriel. But I'm first going to start with this card because I really feel drawn to using the Lightworker Oracle card. So we have Master Healing, but really I'm really attracted to the book. So doing a lot of knowledge and reading and studying up different ways will help you open up a lot more, especially with your mind. Like, I feel like expansion of knowledge on different things, like if you're interested in these things, see what you can find, study up. Google is your best friend, and so is a library. So read as much as you can, put as much as you can into practice, and kind of develop it from there. And it's always a work in progress. So whatever you feel drawn to reading or looking up, build on that, look into it. Do as much research as you can, even if it sounds silly to you, because you've never really heard of something and it just pops in your head. Look it up. Look it up, look it up, look it up. That's all I can suggest to you, because that's how I learned, and that's how I've, expanded myself to getting to where I am right now, is all the learning I've done, all the reading I've done, all the research I've done. I'm like a sponge, and it's like this weird sort of high for me to just learn so much and just be like so fascinated to be able to dive deep into this, although that might be the Scorpio side of me, which happy birthday to all my Scorpios out there and all my Libras this month. But still, all this learning and knowledge is absolutely fun. For me, it's all about experimentation and diving really deep and getting to know the deepest levels of myself as well. So for Archangel Gabriel, we have express your inner truth, and we have gratitude. So lots of being grateful for the things we have. It says you attract more blessings when you appreciate your current blessings. So being grateful for the things that you have will bring more in and build and build and build every day. Your list will grow and grow and grow if you make a list of gratitude of things that you're grateful for. And then with the express your inner truth card, Your creative work shines brightest when it reflects your genuine feelings and thoughts. So just continue to express your truth. Be honest and open, especially with yourselves, and be open to kind of anything that comes your way with guidance from spirit that's only meant to help you and push you in the right directions. So these are your messages. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up, share it out with anyone you think that might be interested in this type of content or these messages if that you think they might help them. And I will see you guys next video. Have a blessed one and know that I love you. Alrighty, so for my loves who chose pile number 2, let's get into your reading. So these cards over here are going to kind of give us an idea of the gifts that you have and how they play a part in your daily lives. These cards over here are going to kind of help us with what we can do to kind of focus on expanding those gifts and any other extra guidance as well that may need to come through. And these cards down here are going to be some extra guidance from Archangel Gabriel, from Archangel Gabriel's deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's start off with these cards and see what we have. So we have Career Transition, Archangel Shamuel. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. So with this, I feel like some of you that are watching this are probably already readers or psychic mediums that are in that profession and kind of either contemplating about going into the business and starting their own and seeing what they can do, kind of like how I do my YouTube channel and my website, or you guys already are doing that as well and kind of wanting to expand upon that and seeing what you can do to share your gifts more is what I feel with this. And you guys had made the leap into the transition in order to kind of support yourselves on your natural born gifts that you already have. So I think that's absolutely wonderful with this card. So we have courage. So in theme with that, I feel like when you took that leap and made that decision to pursue that as a career or, you know, kind of like a living for you, I think that took a lot of courage and strength. This is Archangel Ariel with be courageous and stand up for your beliefs is what the card said. So you stood up for yourselves, you believed in yourselves, and you took that leap and you were able to kind of bring your light out and share that with the world. Even though you've had ups and downs, I feel like you have the strength to keep going. Know that you do. Continue to hold on to that drive and that courage. We have clairvoyance with Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So some of you, I feel, are kind of beginning or have already been receiving visions and kind of getting flashes of things. And I also feel like kind of your dreams have been kind of prophetic as well with some of you that are watching this, which is part of clairvoyance. And I feel like you've been able to work with that and able to kind of use that as part of your spiritual practice. And I feel like also that is going to take you in a new direction with kind of either writing out your visions or expressing your visions and utilizing those as a tool in your business. And for those of you who aren't in the business yet, I feel like it's something that you've been kind of trying to figure out what's going on and what exactly it is that you're seeing or how you're seeing it. And especially if you've been practicing in meditation, for those of you who are just starting out on this journey and kind of opening up to their psychic abilities, I feel like the meditation has kind of triggered that within you guys. Or it's also for those who already have had this, I feel like once you started meditating, it was able to trigger your clairvoyance a bit more, and it expanded it kind of like almost an explosion for some of you is what I feel. And some of you, I feel like, weren't really prepared for this. So please be mindful of that and know that you can control those visions. You just have to set the intention of what you are, open to seeing and not seeing and understanding them. Not everything is bad. It may be frightening at first, but understand that you're being shown this for a reason and you can do something about it. whatever that something is, it depends on you. If you choose that you do not want to see this, please be mindful of choosing not to see certain things, because it can shut down that ability if you choose not to work with it or see it anymore. Some of you have been clairvoyant since you were a child, and you've been able to kind of see visions or see spirit as well, is what I feel with that card, which is absolutely amazing. I know it can seem scary at first, which is probably why some of you kind of sleep with a nightlight or are afraid of the dark, if that makes sense to any of you. But know that it's okay. You are protected. You are divinely guided and divinely protected. All you have to do is invoke Archangel Michael. You can recite Psalm 91. You can sage. You can do whatever it is that you need to do in your spiritual daily practice in order to help protect yourself with this gift. You can do that. You can kind of tweak it to, like I said, you just have to set your intention on working with it. And it just depends on how you want to work with it and how you go about it. And then we have Counselor with Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So with your visions, I feel like you've been able to kind of give people a heads up and kind of help them out in situations that they really didn't see coming, and that you did, and that you were kind of able to help make a difference in their lives. And they kind of come back to you for that guidance. They're like, okay, well, you were right about this, so I'm going to come back to you and see what else you can help me out with. But do not let people use you just for your gifts. There has to be a line drawn in the sand, because it's very energetically draining to do this for others as well as even for yourself. Believe me, I know it can be energetically draining. Like when I do my readings on here, sometimes I feel absolutely exhausted to where I can't do much else for the day, and I can only get through one video sometimes. Even though I haven't been able to put much out, I do have a plan to kind of do more, because I've actually gotten another new job, which allows me to have the time and the luxury of being able to get back into this. It's just still acclimating and working out the kinks with my schedule. But I already have a set of days off, so Sundays and Mondays I will be working on uploads for you guys who are wondering where the hell I've been and why I haven't posted so much. There's your answer. I will probably make a separate video about this, but that's neither here nor there. So let's get it back into your reading as I digress. I'm sorry, guys. So we have Goddess with the light attributes, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. The shadow side reads exploitation of the female nature and form. But I don't really see the shadow outsides to this. I feel like this is kind of giving you this confidence, this inner glow, this kind of oracle type of aspect to yourself with the Goddess. Sorry about that. Puppy was getting into something. So I feel like it's giving you this air, this confidence, and you've been able to kind of be that guidance for others and be helpful to them. We have Hedonist with inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates beauty in yourself. So with this, I feel like you're able to kind of pat yourself on the back, so to speak, when you're able to predict and share your visions and things actually, turn out. It's kind of like an extra boost of confidence for that confirmation when it comes through and someone comes back to you and says, hey, this and this and this happened, And I feel like it kind of helps you to build up your confidence with that, and it helps you to keep your vibration high enough for you to continue to having those visions. And I feel like you're able to kind of, like I said, enjoy yourself a little bit with that. Especially when you see good things happening. That's always a boost. So we have Artist. Expressing expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. So I feel like you're able to kind of almost draw these and that way it kind of helps you to put things into perspective, and you kind of get your visions through when you're doing artwork. For some of you, you tend to go into a meditative state when you're painting or drawing, and you start to see these visions, almost like a daydream type of effect, come through. With the drawings, you're able to kind of go into almost like a trance-like state and have these visions almost like daydreams while you're drawing, and you're able to see things almost very clearly but a little shadowy. It's still part of clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is not going to be 100% like when you open your eyes and you look at things like while you're awake. Although some people, their clairvoyance has absolutely developed to that level for some people, but others it's different. Everyone's abilities are different. Everyone's way of having these visions, clairaudience, whatever it is that they specialize in or have like that is most prominent, everyone is different. We each have our own individual way of having these things and experiencing these things and also expressing them. So the last card in that pile was Child with Magical. With seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. So with that, I feel like it's kind of a sense of wonderment and seeing the positive side of this and being able to kind of see the beauty in things and having that foresight in order to know that anything and everything is absolutely positive and possible. Well, not everything, but such is life in a perfect world, you know. But you're able to see the positives in the situation. You're able to see the blessings in disguise, even if others aren't able to see them just yet. You're able to. And that's something that's absolutely special and magical about yourself, and it's something to be proud of and something to kind of build upon and hold sacred to yourself. So let's see what the extra guidance is to help you kind of keep building with that. So we have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So I feel like that couldn't be any better said. With you being kind of like the Oracle of Delphi is what I keep hearing. As kind of an example, being a prophetess, being able to see the future or seeing, you know, at least the best and positive sides out of things and the situations and the blessings that have yet to come and being able to predict those things. I feel like keeping a higher vibration and focusing on raising it and kind of taking pride in that is going to be something that's going to help you expand your clairvoyance even more. And then it'll develop into other abilities like clairaudience and clairsentience and so on. And then we have past life activation. I feel like you're able to see in some of your visions past lives when you see or meet someone new and you feel like you've known them before. I feel like some of you get the visions of sharing past lives with them and you're able to figure out how you know them or how you met them and who they were before, as well as who you were before. And I feel like with your dreams as well, you're able to see things very clearly and almost kind of like relive those past lives within your dream state. And also you're able to do past life meditations. You're able to see visions in your meditations of past lives that are affecting you now and are actually able to help you now with kind of understanding why you're going through what you're going through and what's happening and how you're able to kind of fix things and navigate that. And then we have Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. So with having these visions of the past, it's kind of like going almost into the Akashic records and being able to see your futures and rewrite things and turn them the way that you would like to turn them. It kind of gives you a chance to heal things from the past, and it gives you a chance to heal any kind of ancestral patterns that kind of no longer fit or serve their purpose, and you're able to kind of work through those and release them. We have Hope with Hawthorn and Black Veined White, which is the butterfly and the flower. So with this card, I feel like with these visions, it gives you hope for a brighter future and a brighter day and kind of keeps you in a positive mindset when you see the more positive visions that do come through. And when you're able to kind of work through issues with a breeze, because you're able to kind of see these visions that come through with the clairvoyance as an answer to your questions or your situations, and you're able to kind of problem solve that way. We have abundance with chrysanthemum and popinjay. So with this, with the chrysanthemum, it's almost like a meditation type of flower, almost like I can't think of the friggin' name of it, and I'm looking right at it with my candle bottles, and I'm like, total brain fart. It'll come back to me, but to me it reminds me lotus. It reminds me of almost like the lotus flower, with meditation and being in a meditative state, and how the flower opens up like that. And to me, I feel like if you're able to kind of meditate more, it will actually help you to open that gift even more and have a more of an abundance of it, and also other abilities in tune with it. And then we have dreams. As I was saying earlier, focus on your dreams. I feel like you're able to kind of see your past lives in your dreams and able to kind of get the answers that you need. And this has a royal fern with a large grass yellow for the butterfly. So I feel like some of you actually like ferns and kind of see the beauty in them and kind of are intrigued by them and kind of like to almost have them as houseplants. So if that's you, leave a comment down below and let me know how I did with that. I actually like ferns myself. I think they're pretty cool. And I have a lot of them in my backyard because they're all around my backyard's pond. Due to my father-in-law kind of having this amazing green thumb. He's just the most amazing, cool guy I've ever met in my entire life. He's like able to turn landscapes into beauty, all because he wants to just do it to have fun. And I think it's absolutely amazing. But he usually just works on his own backyard and in the gardens outside that he's created. And he actually just takes his time and goes and researches all different kinds of crazy ideas and planters to grow plants and his own vegetables and his own strawberries and whatever else he wants to grow. So, as I digress again, let's get into the last couple of messages from Archangel Gabriel and see what extra guidance I can have come through for you. So, the first message from the Archangel Gabriel deck is Mother Mary, with the Blessed Mother is helping you with your divine life purpose. So, I feel like once you're able to expand more, and I feel like Mary is actually coming to you as kind of like an ascended master type of guide within your dreams and giving you messages as well, and kind of helping you with this expansion, especially within your crown chakras with your clairvoyant visions. And I feel like you're able to kind of see and kind of understand the messages that she's giving you, and almost kind of like whispering in your ear and trying to draw your attention to, because I'm really drawn to the book in this that she's kind of reading. And then we have vision board. Create a board with images and words that inspire you. So I feel like if you don't do this already, making a vision board will help you with expansion and kind of bringing in the abundance, and kind of being able to see it visually every day will help you to focus on the abundance and bring it in more as well. And it'll also help with the expansion too, like, because when you're looking at a vision board, you can kind of drift off with daydreams and kind of see and kind of get a feeling almost like a meditation, kind of almost acting as if with the law of attraction type deal is what I'm getting with this. So these are your messages. I do hope that you enjoyed this, and I am so sorry about all the interruptions, and I will see you guys next reading. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and comment down below and let me know how this helps you out. And if you have any stories to share, please feel free to share them down below and turn the comment section into kind of like a forum that we can all kind of learn and grow from each other. Thanks, and have a blessed one, and know that I love you. All right, so for pile number 3, let's get into your reading. These cards over here are going to give us an idea of the gifts that are most prominent for you right now and how they are playing a major role in your life for each and every day. These cards over here are going to give us some extra guidance and also some help with expanding upon them and building your gifts. And these cards down here are going to be some extra messages from Archangel Gabriel from the Archangel Gabriel deck. So let's get into your cards and see what we have. So we have claircognizance with Archangel Uriel. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So with claircognizance, it's the ability of just knowing, inner knowing. No matter what it is, you already know, and it's kind of unexplainable how you know these things, and you're able to just answer somebody's question, and you're like, oh, it's da 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 da, and they're all like, how did you know? You always seem to have that answer that's always just right there on the spot and very spot on, because it's an inner knowing and it's a gift that you've been able to kind of just almost pick up without really realizing it too much. And it's something that's been with you since, I feel, a lot of you since you were little. Some of you it's developed in your teen years, and some of you it is kind of starting to appear more in your daily lives. So what it is it's just that inner knowing, and it's something that just comes very naturally to you out of nowhere. And it's one of the ones that's kind of like almost a hidden gem. For me, I have the same thing that I've had that since I was little. I never really understood how I just know things. I just know. And I'm able to answer about things that I'm like, I had no knowledge of, no schooling on, and I'm just able to rattle it off most times. That one is also one of the harder ones to build upon because it's harder to notice sometimes and it's harder to catch. But you can do it. You can work on it, and you can kind of flex that mind muscle of yours. In order to do it, you just got to research about it in order to open that up a little bit more. And just also to kind of continue doing what you're doing, and that'll help develop it even more as well. We have spiritual understanding with Archangel Raziel. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So with this, I feel like it's all about kind of like Merkaba activations. I feel like a lot of you are attracted to a lot of sacred geometry, and that is also what has helped triggering and expanding the claircognizance for you, because you kind of get downloads when you're able to look at these patterns and recognize them and see them. And it's kind of like mandala, like a mandala, like looking at the mandalas kind of triggers certain different things in different kind of meditative states, and they can kind of help open up spiritual gifts as well because of the meditation and kind of the effect of looking at them and kind of seeing them just unfold within themselves. And some of them actually look like they're moving, but they're not. It's just a visual effect, and it kind of triggers something within your brain that kind of helps have that spiritual expansion and that mind expansion. We have clairsentience with Archangel Raguel. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So with this, it kind of coincides and goes hand in hand with the claircognizance, with the clairsentience. It's a feeling, an inner feeling, and you know what that feeling is for, what it's about, what it's causing it, and it's kind of like that. It's the inner gut feeling that says, no, this isn't right. No, don't do that. Or this person is lying, or this person is telling the truth, or you can tell how things and people feel just by looking at them. You get an instantaneous vibrational feeling, and you're able to just automatically know off the bat, like, okay, well, I'm going to stay away from XYZ because I have this feeling. And you listen to that feeling, and then shortly after you find out why you didn't want to go near that person and why you felt that way. It kind of triggers that within you, if that makes sense. For me, it's just instantaneous for me, because it's like I can literally look at someone and go, I'm not going within 10 feet of that person. I don't like the way they look or their vibration. It's not the fact that I don't like them. It's something in them that's triggering something within me that says, okay, I can't really trust this person, or this person's just not going to mesh well with me. And I am generally always right. I do try and give people the benefit of the doubt. No lie, I really do, because I like to see the best in people. And I know that they have potential to be better than what they are. But there are just certain times where it's just like I really cannot fight that urge and that feeling because it's that intense. And I'm always dead on. I know it seems kind of like a weird thing though when it does happen, and sometimes if you're new to it and it kind of like you're not understanding it very well, it's just something that's kind of starting to awaken within you, and it's something that you can kind of pay attention to build, and it's a very, very great tool that will keep you out of trouble. I promise. So it also will help you kind of discern your soul family as well. Like you'll just have this, like you just know them, and it's like you just want to like gravitate towards them, kind of like almost like gravitational pull. Like I need to be around this person. This person seems so cool. I love their energy, that type of thing. And you have this inner love that's just like unexplainable, like a family member or a friend that you haven't seen in forever type of feeling. And you just know because it's kind of like a radar ping for you. And you get along intensely well with them just right off the bat. That type of feeling is what I'm trying to explain with the clairsentience. And then we have comfort with Archangel Raziel. Or Azrael, excuse me. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So with that, I feel like a lot of you are very empathic, especially with the clairsentience and the claircognizance, with the feeling and the understanding. I feel like you're able to pick up on others' emotions, especially like if it's someone close to you, you're able to kind of sense it. Even if you're not in the same room with them or you're like miles apart, you're able to kind of get this almost like psychic ping, like something's wrong and that person's name or something will trigger you to think about them. And then you'll want to kind of call them and say, hey, are you doing all right? Or how's everything going with you? What's going on? And things like that. Like, I have a connection like that with a best friend of mine, and she also has a channel on here. Her name is Dana from Soul Healings with Dana. And she and I have this thing where we think of one another, and we end up, as soon as we think of the other, we call them or we message them, and we're usually spot on with something kind of being off with the other. That type of connection. And you're able to pick that up with certain people, and then also you're able to kind of discern that as well in your daily life with others that you kind of meet and come across, like, oh well, something's bothering them, so I kind of will leave them be. You'll get that type of feeling, and you'll just know that to give someone their space, that type of deal. So let's see how this also plays out in your daily life and how you kind of utilize it. So we have student with humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. So with this, I feel like it's something that you're still learning each and every day, and there's always something new that you're learning from this attribute and something new that's always coming along, and you're very intrigued and kind of interested in it. And I feel like a lot of you have been kind of trying to study these abilities and kind of work on them to kind of hone them a little bit better and understand them fully, and a little bit more as to why you're having these types of feelings, thoughts, and emotions. And then we have mentor with passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. So with this, I feel like it's more about the claircognizance with that inner knowing. I feel like you're able to kind of be that prophetic wisdom, that person that always has the right answer for someone, and that's able to kind of just say the right thing at the right time in the right moment, because that's what's needed and what's called for with this. And that's kind of how you've always been. You've always been somebody that people can kind of look to or go to for advice and just be able to talk to. And a lot of that has to also deal with being an empath. where people just kind of like absolute strangers will walk up to you and just start sharing the life stories and or whatever's going on with them for the day, and they just need somebody to just listen because they feel that connectedness with you where you're just the type of person that will take the time to actually listen to them and to kind of let them, you know, do it, like say what they need to say and kind of feel and kind of learn from it and express it and have an understanding. And you might even have just the right answer to kind of solving their situation. And they're like, huh, I never thought about it like that type of deal. So let's see what else we have for helping you to expand and understand these gifts more. We have you already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So basically, Spirit is saying, keep doing what you're doing. You're already on the right track. You're on the right path. You're already doing what you need to be doing. Just keep going. Don't doubt yourself. Have that faith. Keep taking each step forward each and every day, and it will grow and grow and grow, kind of like a seed. And then we have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. So it's kind of like your guides and angels are with you. They're helping push you in the right direction, and you already know what you need to do and how to do it because of your claircognizance. You already have those answers within you, and it's just like a divine guidance that's coming from within you. And it's just more or less kind of all about with going with the flow and just continuing on, and don't dissect it because it's one of those topics where it's kind of like hard to get to the absolute core. And there's 1.5 million answers out there. They're just there as tools to help you understand it. But each and every person is individually different. Your experiences are all different. You're not going to have the same experiences to a T as everyone else. You're going to have something similar, but you're going to be able to take that advice and kind of work with it and mold it to yourself. So basically taking what you need and kind of just rolling with it. So we have grounding. With this, I feel like it's kind of getting down to the basics of it and kind of staying connected and staying grounded and level-headed. And that also, being grounded also helps bring this claircognizance and clairsentience in quite a bit more with being able to feel and know. And when you're grounded, you're able to kind of function a little bit clearer and more level-headed and see things clearer. And you're able to tune in quite a bit more. And then we have Merkaba spiritual protection. So with this, it kind of goes back to the spiritual understanding with the Merkaba, which that is what the symbol is in this card, is a Merkaba. And also the flower of life. So if some of you are drawn to the Merkaba crystals or shaped crystals or sacred geometry like that, use those as tools to help you with the expansion, especially during your meditation. Kind of use them as kind of like a focal point in order to expand and be able to slip into that, that mindset and that meditation to be able to kind of get those answers a little bit more clearly for yourself. And I feel like that'll also expand your bubble, because I'm really attracted to the circles in this card and how there's like a bubble around him. I feel like you'll be able to expand that knowledge and that feeling and the understanding and the knowing, and it'll go even higher and more intense for you. So it'll also help with more growth as well spiritually. We have friendship with Frisia green-veined Charaxus? I'm not exactly sure how to say that word. So, but with the friendship card, I feel like also connecting with your friends, and if you have like-minded friends, kind of bounce things back and forth between the two of you. And I hear telepathic messages and connection. So I feel like practicing telepathy as well is going to help you with these gifts, and also having the aid of your friends is what's also helping you to open and expand these gifts, and it's kind of like a tool to practice with. When you're able to feel something and someone pops into your head and you're automatically thinking about them, like, oh hey, I was just thinking about you, and they show up, or you call them, or they message you, or they call you, that type of deal. Focus on that and that connection between you and your friends, and that will also help kind of flex that muscle with the expansion. And then we have elegance with Lily and Archduke, which is the butterfly in this card. Lilies are actually one of my favorite flowers, to be honest. They've always been one of my favorite flowers since I was little. Never really understood why, but I've always loved lilies. And I feel like the purity of this is something that you can kind of come to truly appreciate the beauty of. And I feel like focusing on the beauty of it and the kind of like the growth and flourishment of it is what's being kind of called for with the elegance, and kind of treating it kind of like almost softly, but truly appreciating the absolute beauty and gift of it. And then we have grace with yellow jasmine and two-tailed pasha or pasha. I'm not sure. I'm like, I definitely need to get some bifocals because I can't read the small writing very well. I'm getting old, y'all. I got my birthday in a few days, so I'm like, oh god. Anyway, I digress. But dealing with these situations and handling things with grace and elegance is also something that's going to be called for, especially when you have that vibe about certain people and you're not quite sure what to do. Kind of try and handle this situation delicately and kind of just let things flow the way that they're going to flow. If you choose to kind of stay a little bit standoffish, but try and give them also the benefit of the doubt of trying to be better than what you kind of feel that they are going to turn out to feel or be. And kind of hope and send them love and healing vibes to kind of curb that a little bit, to help change them, help them evolve, and help them expand. Because a lot of people these days are not awake. I'm just saying. And you can tell. Believe me, you can tell. So, with the messages from Archangel Gabriel, we have pay attention to your dreams. You are receiving divine guidance while you sleep. Even if you don't remember your dreams, the answers are in your unconscious mind, where they appear in order to help you. So, with that, I feel like that plays a very big role in the inner knowing with the clairsentient or claircognizance, excuse me. With that ability, like you already have these answers within you, and that is kind of based on your dreams. So the last card we have is journaling. So dream journals are going to be your best friend and your biggest key to helping you. Consistently writing about your feelings and activities stirs creative ideas and builds your confidence as a writer. Not just the fact that as a writer, but it kind of helps you put things into perspective, and it helps you to see things and understand and get the guidance that Spirit is giving you, and kind of learn the lessons fully and bring them kind of into your waking life as well, and putting them into action and order and expanding upon those gifts. And I feel like the more you're able to kind of write down your dreams or your visions or the feelings that you're having, or even like the small messages that you're getting from Spirit, almost like I just totally lost my word. Clairaudiently, I feel like it's going to be very important and play a major role with opening up these gifts for you and helping you to expand them and to kind of appreciate them and enjoy them even more and have a more peaceful time with learning, instead of being frustrated and trying to understand something, and actually putting in the work to understand those things that are going on and those feelings and those thoughts, and understand why you're having them and see where they go. So these are your messages. I do hope that you enjoyed this reading and that this does help you. Please remember to feel free to give me a comment down below and let me know your experiences, and kind of maybe even share a little bit in the comments to help others from your experiences and your ideas and other things to help with expanding these gifts as well if you connected really well with this reading. Also, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here and you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell to get all your notifications when I upload even more. So I will see you next video. Know that I love you and have a blessed one.